The average moviegoer tends to enjoy films such as The Fast and the Furious and Transformers. And while, admittedly, those films can be enjoyable, they also enjoy schlocks such as Annabelle and Step Brothers. But, alas, what of the art films that I enjoy? Where are all of the moviegoers that enjoy such powerhouse pieces of art, such as The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, Eraserhead, and Being John Malkovich? Am I just a pretentious douche for wanting that? Or am I a pretentious douche for naming them and never having actually seen them? I don't know. I have enjoyed films such as Donnie Darko, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and Requiem for a Dream. And people said those were artsy. This all started because of that Darren Aronofsky film, Mother. And I loved it. Does that make me a pretentious douche? Is it pretentious to love artsy films? I don't know. So let's talk about it. Welcome back, people of everywhere. Thank you for joining in once again. We are now going to bring back a segment I started a little while back when I talked about Gotham, and the segment is called Let's Talk. During a Let's Talk segment, I don't really review anything. I just kind of give my thoughts on a movie or a television show or really anything that falls in the entertainment media realm. As I said in the intro, I saw the 2017 Darren Aronofsky film, Mother. And for anybody who doesn't know what Mother is, sorry about your luck, pal. It's a really tough movie to explain to somebody because if you try, it sounds really dumb. I'll give it a shot though. This movie stars Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem, and they are a husband and wife. They live in this beautiful house, and then people start invading the house to try to get Javier Bardem's attention because he's a famous poet, and then way too many people invade their house, and it becomes a madhouse. It gets really crazy. That's the best I can do. I do suggest that people watch this movie if you're able to pick up on metaphors and symbolism and everything, because this movie is chock full of it. And I was staying out at my mom's for the weekend visiting them when I watched it, and since I work nights, I went to sleep on the couch, and then when I woke up the next afternoon, my mom and my brother were watching this movie. And I just turned over and looked at their faces, and they were both just like, what am I watching? And the first thing I said was, nothing is literal, everything's a metaphor. And then, immediately, my brother went, oh my god, I get it! But that's what this movie can do to people if they don't know what they're in for when they turn the movie on. And so I said all that to say this. After I watched the movie, I looked into it because there's several things that you can get from this movie. What I got from it is slightly different than what Matt got from it. And there's just so many little things that you can pick up on. Everybody can get a different message from this movie. And because of that, people were kind of calling it pretentious. They were like, oh, well, I didn't sign up to watch a movie where I had to pick apart symbolism. I just wanted to watch this thriller with Jennifer Lawrence. And I will say the marketing campaign for this movie is kind of at fault because they really didn't warn anybody about what this movie actually was. And so the trailers did make it look like just this thriller. Like there was some crazy stuff happening in this house, maybe a ghost story. And because of that, people didn't really know what to think about this movie. And not to sound pretentious, but I would say that a vast majority of typical moviegoers go to the movie theater or put a movie in the DVD, Blu-ray player just so that they can turn their brain off and have a good time. And with how many people I've met whose favorite movies are, as I've said before, the Fast and the Furious or the Transformers movies, or really anything with big boomy sounds, that's what they want to watch. They want to see shiny things. They just want to turn their brain off and have a good time. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, because I've seen a couple of the Fast and the Furious movies, and I thought they were fun. I thoroughly enjoy the first Transformers movie. One of my favorite movies is friggin' Jurassic Park. You don't really gotta put a lot of thought into watching Jurassic Park. It's just cool watching dinosaurs running around. So, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with average moviegoers wanting that sort of experience. But is it really right to call people who enjoy artsier movies pretentious? Because, in my opinion, there's an artsy movie, there's a movie where somebody is trying to relay a message through symbolism and metaphor, and that's art. And then you have pretentious movies. Over here, we have a movie like Mother, where you can take away your own meaning and you can pick apart for yourself what Javier Bardem and Jennifer Lawrence are supposed to signify and what everything means. And then over here, you have a movie like The Cell by Tarsum Singh. The Cell stars Vince Vaughn, Jennifer Lopez, and Vincent D'Onofrio, and it's a movie about trying to rescue a girl by going into the mind of a serial killer. That's a pretty cool idea. None of it makes any sense. And that's not... I'm saying that this movie is great. And I'm saying that this movie makes no sense. You don't have time to connect with the characters. They're just kind of pushed in your face and given stereotypes. In this one, you are given time to understand the characters. You enjoy being around Jennifer Lawrence's character and Javier Bardem's character. You understand why she does things, and you're confused, but you slightly understand why he does certain things. So, why is this one artsy and this one pretentious? Well, in this one, as I said, you understand the characters, you're given time to develop with them, and everything has an actual meaning that you have to think about, and develop your own interpretations. In this one, you're given stereotypes, and everything is just kind of thrown in your face for the simple fact of being disturbing. You're given very shallow metaphors and symbolisms, like, oh, this version of Vincent D'Onofrio looks like a child, so that's supposed to be innocent Vincent D'Onofrio. Oh, this one looks like the devil, so that's supposed to be evil Vincent D'Onofrio. There's no actual thought that you have to put into it. There are no interpretations that you can make from yourself and then have them become discussion pieces with a friend of yours, because everything is so shallow and right beneath the skin. Now, I have only seen this film by this director, so he might have made other great films, I don't know. So I'm not totally writing off Tarsum Singh. I'm just saying that when it comes to these two films, I personally would categorize one as art and one as pretentious. And then we come back to Darren Aronofsky, who, as I said in the intro, made a film that I love, and that is Requiem for a Dream. That was the first film that I ever saw Jared Leto in, aside from Fight Club, but he doesn't really do anything in that besides be blonde and get his face punched in. And I thought he was utterly fantastic. I loved the camera work in it. I loved the visual style that they went with everything. I love that movie. But that is one of Aronofsky's films that I wouldn't say is totally artsy. It just kind of has like artsy elements, like things that they do with the cameras, or things that they do with lights, or things that they do with editing. But then he has a film that I have not seen, which is Black Swan. Everybody has told me that film is insane. I haven't seen it, but knowing this director, I believe it. People have also told me that the main reason they watched it is because there's a lesbian sex scene, and for some reason I feel like that's the main reason that a lot of people watched it. I'm not going to make this video as long as I did the Gotham video, which came out at almost 17 minutes long. But I mainly just wanted to get my point across that I don't think it's fair to say that artsy films are pretentious. And so that's really it. I'm sure that my video is not going to change anybody's mind on what it means to be pretentious or to be artsy. But just kind of think about it next time that you see a film, or you hear a piece of music, or you see a painting or a sculpture or anything. Think about, is there anything I can get from this? Because if I can look at this piece and get something out of it for myself, then it's art. If it just looks like some stuff somebody threw together so that people can ask him what it means, it's probably just a pretentious mess. That's all for this week, you guys. Thank you for talking with me. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe so that I can see you guys next time.